Hockey fans, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everyone's having a great week. It's Friday, start to the weekend. We ended off last week a little negative, but overall we had a really good weekend, and I'm going to look to do the same this weekend, if not a little better. We're going to start off here Friday, November 19, 2021. There's only two games on the board, two Canadian teams, two American teams. The first game that we have on the slate is Winnipeg against Vancouver. Vancouver is 2-7-1. Current 4-game losing streak. Thatcher Demko listed to be in net. Winnipeg has Eric Comrie listed to be in net. They're 6-1-3 with an overtime decision. Vancouver, they last played Wednesday when they lost 4-2 to Colorado. It was their first game back home after a road trip, and on that road trip they went 0-3. Probably the bright light was Niels Hoglander, who has 4 goals in his last 5 games. Demko, he stopped 26 of 30 shots. 3 of the goals that he let in were scored when the other team was on a power play. I didn't think he played in that game there were definitely some points where obviously they were bad, and special teams on their penalty kill was terrible. Obviously, you shouldn't let a team go 3-5. But there were some moments where I thought Vancouver looked like, they were fighting. They were definitely trying to end up on the other side of that game. So I kind of liked what I saw. This is going to be their second game back home now after that road trip. I think they might be pretty fresh and come out pretty hard. Winnipeg, they're playing back-to-back hockey here after playing Thursday against Edmonton, and it was a late game, required extra time, went into a shootout. The Jets ended up losing 2-1. Ehlers, he gave the Jets a 1-0 lead with about 6 minutes left in the third period, but 30 seconds later, McDavid tied the game. McDavid got one in the shootout as well, and the Jets ended up winning the game. They outshot Edmonton 47-32. They did have 5 power play opportunities. They couldn't convert on any of those. There were 56 hits registered in that game, 39 in favor of Edmonton. It was a hard-hitting game. Kyle Connor with 4 goals in his last 5 games. He's playing really good hockey. I like watching him play. And yeah, Winnipeg had moments in that game. They're looking really good. This Winnipeg team is a strong team. They're looking better and better all the time. They did have a bit of a hiccup at the beginning of the season, but they're looking good now. Hellebuck is looking better in net all the time. But Eric Comrie is going to be in net for this game, and he's playing really well too. He's 3-1-0, and he has a 1.98 goals against average and a .926 save percentage. Money line on this game on American odds, Winnipeg minus 125, Vancouver plus 105. In the decimal system, the favorite is Winnipeg. They're favored at 1.8. Again, Vancouver 2.05. Over-under set at 5.5. I kind of like Vancouver in this spot. I think Winnipeg is a much better team, but in this spot, I kind of like Vancouver. Second game back home, going to be well rested, playing a Winnipeg team that played a late game, a rough, hard-hitting game. And you got to remember, before that, they also played Edmonton. They've been playing some hard hockey and winning those games. So good for Winnipeg, but I think the factor of being tired could play a part here. I like Vancouver. I like the home dog. I think there's value in that play. Vancouver is going to be my pick. Second game, last game of the slate, we've got Colorado against the Seattle Kraken. Seattle is 3-7-0. They're on a 5-game skid losing streak. Philip Grubauer listed to be in net playing Colorado. Colorado has Darcy Kemper listed in net. They're 6-3-1. They've won 3 in a row now. The Kraken, they're in last place in the Pacific Division. Wednesday, they played the Chicago Blackhawks, and they lost that game 4-2. Seattle's having struggles. They've lost 5 in a row, and now their schedule is brutal. Colorado, Washington, Carolina, Tampa, and Florida. It's not getting any easier for the Kraken. And yeah, that's all before the end of the month. They've lost 7 of the last 8 now. Goaltending has been rough. They're sitting in 31st in the league for goals against. Power play, they're also sitting in 31st. Those are 2 really, really bad stats. Eberle, he's in the last 5. He's doing his part. He's got 6 points, 3 of those being goals. But yeah, their power play sitting at 12.5%. And again, 31st, that's just not going to cut it. Playing an Avalanche team that has outscored opponents 17-5 in the last 3 games. Playing last game on Wednesday against Vancouver when they won that game 4-2. and that's when their power play was on fire. I mean, they were 3 of 5. Now sitting third in goals for. Nazem Kadri, he's leading in the last 5 games with 11 points, a 7-game point streak now. I mean, I just see the Avalanche coming out hard. They're going to win this game. Then they get the weekend kind of off. And then Monday, they're supposed to play Ottawa. But we'll see what's going on with Ottawa. And even if they do, I don't know. I just see Colorado coming in and easily handling Seattle. I don't think Grubauer and the Kraken can beat this Colorado team the way they're playing. And you got to remember, Colorado doesn't even have McKinnon back yet, and they're still scoring goals like that. It's crazy. Money line, again, American odds, Colorado minus 155, Seattle plus 135 in the decimal system. Colorado's favored 1.64. I thought they'd be favored a little heavier than that. I wouldn't be surprised if these odds do change a little bit. Seattle, the home dog, 2.35. I do like the visiting favorite here. Best bet record since that 8-11. Ended it last weekend, unfortunately, with a loss, which pushed that to 11 losses. Regular picks are okay. They're 75-46. The parlays are 9-21. Just 2 games. So the best bet, I'm calling the Colorado game as the best bet. I just can't see Seattle winning that game. And then I do see some value in Vancouver in this position. I like the home dog here at 2.05 in the decimal system, plus 105 in the American odds. Best bet Colorado, but I am going to parlay the 2 games. I'm going to take Colorado and Vancouver both on the money line and see how I can start this weekend off. I will be back tomorrow night to do a video for Saturday game. Saturday, there's 13 games on the board, but the one game, New York Rangers in Ottawa, is postponed. So there's only going to be 12 to do picks for. Hope everyone has a great start to the weekend. Good luck with your picks on Friday, and talk soon. Take care.